Hi everyone, this is Coach Jason Ho, and I have with me Varma, and this is really about the series of best bosses. See, the thing about best bosses, a great boss is hard to find, difficult to leave, and impossible to forget. So, Mr. Varma, just want to hear from you. Just introduce yourself a little bit and what you're doing right now.
Yes, okay. Nice introduction. Your basic funda is too strong. For me, I'm basically a mechanical engineer. Do my masters in NUS. Then I also parallelly before I do masters, I do MBA in India in Open University. So I started my career from a small company
Mm-hmm.
where I can perform,
Yep.
and I rose to a medium company to a corporate company. So where I became from an individual small company where importance is given. When I go to the next stage, a medium company, a less importance given. When I went to the corporate company, very small and 5% importance given. So the
Right.
difference is when I am growing up, the importance become reduced. When
Mm-hmm.
I was doing my first job in a small company, I was doing 100%.
Yep.
So that is where the leadership qualities will grow up. From the start, you have done something
Yep.
which is more work in all fields. When we go into the bigger scale, we will reduce our scope of work.
Right. Right.
We'll be focusing on things.
Yep. Yep. So focus
That
on
is what
less
my
things.
experience before coming to Singapore.
Right.
Of course, in Singapore, I only work for this company.
Mm.
I grew up in Singapore. I joined as an engineer and I
Yep.
became a GM today in this company. Oh, my experience in sharing in this industry is only one company for Singapore.
No worries. Great, great.
That's the issue.
No problem. So I actually
Mm.
have somebody has voted you as their best boss, and there's this guy, one of my friends. He's called Leon, and I
Okay.
want to share with you what he shared with me. So I'm just going to share with you this, and
Mm.
it's a very short clip, and I just want to hear it. Is that okay?
Okay, no problem.
Okay.
I remember the time he's a kind of boss whereby he always let me freely do to learn, to let me do what I want to do, and after that he's always creating a very safe environment for me to share and then to make mistakes and to really learn from them. So he really gave me that sense, that taste of empowerment to try and do things on my own, and gave me that kind of confidence of how things were. And he also goes beyond just like being a boss in a way, or he's more like a leader. He tells me how to like read the situation, how to how to gain those kind of skills that brought me to where I was for my contracting engineering journey. I would say caring is one of them, because he always he always very open to when we share about what goes on in not just in our work life but in our personal life. So he never made us feel bad for sharing with him how things were. Not so much in the sense of for an excuse out of work, but more like so you can understand what kind of person we are better, where we are in our stage of life, so you can kind of fine tune the best way to for us to grow, where we are, where we were at that time. So he's very caring that way. He created a very safe environment. Another one, I think he's very insightful. I remember Mr. Varma always had a lot of things to say, a lot of opinions about things. So he's always got something to say about somebody, about something, or about a certain situation that we're in. So I found that very meaningful when he shared those things with me. I always enjoy those sessions that he and I had discussing. And the last definitely would be empowering. So he also gave a lot of trust, a lot of free play in us. So it did not feel very very stifling. It felt very open to be able to explore and then play to our strengths and work on our weaknesses in that level. Mr. Varma, I really appreciate that our lives crossed, and we met, especially you met me and when I was a very impressionable age, and what you shared with me and what you told me, all those words, I really hung on to them, and I hope I lived to the best that I could. That could be a good example, of your product. But really very appreciative of all those years that I worked under you, and all those skills that I picked up. And I really hope that there can be more of you out there that I could find out there. So Mr. Varma, thanks so much for all that. Thank you.
All right, so that's from Leon. How do you feel about that?
Okay. Coming to these things, what he was telling, what I feel personally, because he has come as a young after he finished his degree. So basically, an engineer is basically an engineer, whether he's today is doing some other thing. What I feel is he finished his degree, is immature in doing any role. He's still a child in a family for his parents, no?
Right.
For me, also, when he has come join, it was like that. So I was seeing the way he was doing it. What he says to you in the video is the right thing, what he say actually. Because he is just about to groom and he does not know what is his plus and minus. Okay, he did mechanical engineering. For what purpose you do mechanical engineering, he couldn't understand. Because as an engineer, you study you want to know the fundamentals of engineering. Then based on the fundamentals, you want to grow in the management. But is so much on the management than on the engineering. So why you study engineering when you don't have the fundamentals? You understand that? He's more interested on the general management issues or marketing, something like that. No, he's a good communicator. Leon is a good communicator for him. So for me, always I used to try to use him in the communication skills or talking to the customers, or give him my personal, because as a leader for me, apart from Leon, why he tells some positive about me is that I don't hide things, anything. I tell him on the straightforward, hey, you're lacking. You learn the fundamentals first. What you don't know, you research. You learn something and explain to me. So let me educate you. You have to educate me. It's not that I educate you. You should be stronger in fundamentals than me. You're a youngster. I did 20 years before my engineering degree. This is what it becomes like it's not something like I was a very bad boss, actually, to tell you. I'm a bad boss. I'm basically a servant manager. I'm a facilitating manager. I want them to grow.
Yeah.
I want them to quickly grow. That was my concept, actually. So when we are transparent to them, for the younger students like this, they trust on you. Even though we are trying to criticize them, he understands what is the weakness of him. Second thing, apart from this, I also tell my personal experience, my personal things apart from the work. So they become like a family people. So tomorrow I shout at them or I talk a little bit negatively also, they don't think that I'm doing something wrong to them. Not only Leon, even my other engineers after Leon left, even they operate my personal things. They go to my bank, my CPF account, they do all the things for me.
Right.
That was the friendship I maintained. So that's why he was telling, I think he cannot find, even elders also, they don't give so much freedom. No?
Yeah.
They caution his life. I can understand him, but for me, not only Leon, anybody is the same for me.
Right.
For me, I always treat everybody the same because my character, because leaders are born or good managers are born from their family actually. How your parents behave with you, what schooling you have done. You get some good characteristic values in your life. You understand that?
Yeah.
So if parents are a little bit bosses
Yeah.
and they are doing businesses, maybe my nature won't be like this. You understand that?
Yeah.
Because we are born from a conservative family. What we want, I want to remove my conservativeness. You understand the logic?
Yeah.
I want to be more open.
Right.
So that's where the differences will come from different people. So for Leon as a leader, for me, I want to make him understand what he wants it, where he's working, this company, what is the level he can reach,
Right.
who the people are required in this company, how much he can grow. So
Okay.
when your inclination, your objectives are not to the standard, working in the company also no meaning. You understand that? It's not
Yeah.
that he can, because he can survive with me as long as I'm there. But other people talk negative about him, it's bad for him.
Right. Right.
That was my concept. So I
Okay.
always trying to lead him to the management side because he was showing more orientation on that side when compared to the technical side.
Right, right. So that's interesting, Varma. You mentioned that you saw his strengths, and he was a very good communicator. And
Yes.
Leon actually said something that you give him a lot of freedom and empowerment, right?
Yes.
Do you notice different people have different strengths, and you want to be able to play to their strengths?
Yes. Because we have to lead him to that way. Because what happens, I could not be selfish doing it. He's doing some work for me, just to make his life miserable in future. He
Right.
should be knowing new knowledge or he
Yeah.
has to change his line for the next 20 years what he can do. Am I right?
Yes,
So
definitely.
we should always make them drive to do some new things.
Right, right.
Say, he should be smarter than me. I'm an old guy. He's an younger guy. He should know more things.
Yeah.
Because when I talk to him also, because I'm above average, I'm a bookworm actually. I read many books. You just tell me to read some new book, I want to read it. That is my motivation. You understand?
Right, right.
Similarly, I used to tell him like that. What I mean to say, read this technical, you Google it, you find out what is this product. You get me and explain to me. So that what I thought you learn and explain to me instead of I say about the product.
Yeah, yeah. So the way that you lead him, I think firstly you look at their strengths. You see that he is a little bit more suited for certain things rather than technical. You want to grow him in the management. Second thing you mentioned was that the way that you learn or you want to teach them is that they go and learn themselves. They go and learn, then they come back and then they teach you, right? Why don't you just tell them?
What happens is that when we tell them, they listen to us because I'm the boss.
Right.
I'm the leader in the company. He's working for me.
Yeah.
I cannot force what I want it. I want them to have motivated by learning themselves. And they have to come to me, hey, this one I cannot understand. Can you let me know? Then that way when we tell her, then it goes into their mind. You understand?
Yeah.
So when they don't have the interest, they're just learning for your saying, no use one. See, you learn something for yourself, no, not for others. You
Yeah,
know
I like
to
that.
please others.
Yeah.
This is the point I was going in actually. Not only he, everybody. You see, when compared to Leon is actually a graduate. I had a very successful diploma holder. I just took it from diploma, poly. He is a very good manager now.
Right. Good. Yeah, I think the idea of leaders is, you mentioned sometimes we grow up in our families. We don't want to be what our families might be. So if they're very conservative, we want to be a bit more open. So we learn from different places, learn from what we don't want. But we also learn from what we want, right? We see somebody doing something. So I just want to ask you, Mr. Varma, when it comes to your own leadership, where did it start? Was there a manager that you look up to that you saw, or what influenced your leadership? Is it just reading a lot of books?
Okay, right from childhood for me, because I come from a conservative family, I learned my leadership qualities from my mother. My mother is just 1960s. She might have studied only primary 1, primary 2 in a village.
Right.
And she don't have parents basically. At the 10th year itself, she don't have parents. And she was childhood marriages. She married my father.
Yeah.
And she has come with a big family in 15 people in my father's family.
Wow.
See, uneducated child, how we manage everybody in these 15 people. She the eldest. So I found without education also, by just common sense and innocence, also they can be good and manage everybody. You understand?
Yeah.
And we learn from the parents. Suppose my father, very hardworking.
Yeah.
But breadwinner always will be angry. Am I right? He cannot cope up. But mother is a different angle, soft corner.
Different,
She has
soft,
to
yeah.
manage people, she won't express it. She may express it separately. She
Yeah.
won't express it. So that things I'm observing it from my childhood. That leadership qualities have grown up. But once I studied my engineering,
Yeah.
I was in small company. What I told you, I started with a small
Small
company.
company first, yeah.
Responsibility is more. So that where I learned more things. And when we were in a very small company where we try to do out of 100 responsibilities, we try to do 95 responsibilities. We learn many things.
Yeah.
So once we are learning those things, it gives us more confidence. Next job, you want to go higher, you want a better salary, you want to join in a better company.
Yeah.
Our life becomes very easy because the next job is less scope of work. Only first 1 year only I work very hard. I'm just telling you.
Yeah.
The remaining in my 34 years, I never work. For the first year I work, I feel that was a work for me because too many unknown things in workplace.
Right.
But after that 1 year, today you ask me to do in any different line of the company, not only this line. I think I'll be successful.
Right.
I am very confident because I feel I have done every part of life. See, even my guys, they cannot talk to me a little bit negatively. Why? Because if they don't want to do, I say, okay, you feel it is very hard work for you today, I'll finish the job for you. Don't worry. It's like that, my style. So they're forced to do. When I say that word, they'll stay back and do it. It's not that I'm doing it, but they will do it.
Yeah. So you tell them that you're willing to do it, and then
Yes.
that's a way of how you lead
Yes.
them. Okay,
Yes,
okay.
yes.
So one factor you mentioned was your mother, where you learned the soft skills and where you learned how to manage people. Any other influences you had that made you what people call you a best boss? Is it books or is it anything else or other managers?
Actually, it's a book. One thing is, apart from that, my family, the books I read it,
Okay.
and the companies I joined. It's basically, it's not that something I learned from others. See, every master, of course, we respect the masters,
Yeah.
the teachers.
Definitely.
But for me, first I should have interest and attitude.
Yes.
You understand?
Definitely.
I should have interest and attitude, then we can learn something. See, if I don't have that attitude, almost the master teacher also, I'll be average only. Am I right?
Yes.
So we should be motivated. We should go in that. Why I'm getting negative? Why I'm not able to cope up like others? I should have this comparison to grow up. You understand?
Yeah.
So this is the where when I bring it my people. Example, you took the word of Leon. I always is a graduate here. I want him to become a professional engineer.
Yes.
Once to become professional engineer, then you turn to management side.
Yeah.
But somehow he has his business he don't want to do because his interest is not there. I can understand.
Yeah. Yeah.
I still push him because he's still angry only. Still he can do. He say, Varma, I'm writing exams. He'll say,
Yeah. He was doing this PE and all that. Yeah. He was
yes,
trying
yes,
that. Yeah.
I want them to, at the right young age itself, to go how much they can reach.
Right.
Because
So-
once you are in 40 years age, you want to
Yeah.
study also, you don't study normally.
a bit more
You'll be
difficult.
busy with other things. Yes.
Yeah. So what you said is very true, and I coach a lot of different leaders, and one thing is
Yes.
always that you mentioned this, that you want to build them, push them in their potential. You see them, they can do that, and then you want to push them towards that, right? Why do you think that it's something that you feel that, yeah, I want to see this potential in you and I want to push you there, right? Why do you do that? Why not just leave them where they are, and maybe they are a very good worker for you, but they don't rise up? It's okay for you because you have a good worker that is in that level. Why do you feel that you need to push them? Because it's a great attitude, but I just want to hear from you, like, what was your thoughts behind it?
I always feel everybody has to grow beyond his limits.
Ah, okay.
Beyond his limits. So I always never feel that his knowledge is so less, or is less because he is not provided or motivated to do new things.
Right.
So I always have the habit of sharing with people, and they go beyond my reach. I have, suppose, I know 10 pages. I want my junior to know 15 pages.
Right.
My nature is like that, because I thought if you know 15 pages, he will teach me 5 pages extra. You understand the logic?
Yes.
And I also, when I have 10 engineers, each engineer is skilled in some way. I have 10 people doing different things I like more. If in 10 people, 8 people are doing the same type of work, I'm not enriched. Am I right? All the same.
Yeah.
But if they're doing different aspects, and I will be doing 10 different aspects, it is also enriching me. And I'm also trying to upgrade it with that enrichment to others.
Right. Right. So
So
from
how much?
your own leadership style,
Yeah,
Mr. Varma,
yes.
you mentioned a lot about this idea of learning and continually learning, never stop,
Yes.
always being
Yes.
curious, right? And you feel that it could be one of the, would it be one of the core beliefs for your leadership? That means everybody has that learner-student attitude, always pushing
Yes.
themselves.
Yes, yes. I feel that is a strong point, the number one point.
Okay.
It's not only work, everywhere in family,
Everywhere in life, right?
or with your friends, or
Yeah.
anywhere, you should have that type of thinking nature.
Right.
So at least when you are in different groups, when you are a sheep, you flock the sheep. Am I
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
When you are with monkeys, you should flock the monkeys.
Right.
You understand?
Yeah.
So we should have that different aspect of groups where we can grow up. It's not that I want to be like this.
Yeah.
If you want to decide you want to be like this, you definitely cannot travel with all the 10 groups. When you isolate yourself, I want to be like this, you cannot travel with the other groups.
Right.
Because you
right.
will only find what you are thinking to that group only you will be inclined always. You never see the other side of the well. You only see one deep shit only.
So for you, it's the idea of that always open your mind and be
Yes.
open to different groups, how they think, and
Yes.
learn from different groups. Don't just be narrow-minded and say that there's only one thing.
Yes.
Right? And so will you say that, so that's one of your core beliefs that you have as a leader. Just want to hear from you, Mr. Varma, is there any other core values or beliefs that you feel that's very important to have as you lead people? So one you said is really about the learner's attitude, right?
Yes.
Is there anything else?
You should have high ethics.
Ethics, okay.
High ethics.
Yeah.
That one is. You should have ethics also. It should be something like purity. It's not that business sense of ethics.
Right.
You understand?
Right. But explain a
If-
little bit in terms of this.
I
That
tell
means
you,
personal life?
personal life ethics, whether it is personal life or the business life.
Yeah.
You are working with a 5 people team. Example,
Yeah.
I'm just giving an example.
Yeah.
All these 5 people are having different capability,
Yes.
but you think that you are the smarter than the rest of the 4 people. Am I right? So what you try to do, ethics. There comes the ethics. You feel that you are better, other people are not better, so I should sideline them. For me, this is called ethics or jealousy. In ethics, what you do when somebody you feel that they are inferior to, you have to enrich them to your level at least. Am I right?
So bring them up.
You have to level it. But you cannot say you are smarter, then you isolate them, let them suffer. I want to grow up, leave them back. That type of nature, I don't like it.
Right.
You understand? So that's why you should have some purity of ethics. If I tell to my colleague, hey,
Yeah.
you do like this, you just tear off these 2 pages, or
Yeah.
just give him some money, or tell something false to other guy,
Yeah.
and do. We are teaching somebody in business sense, it is okay because we have to do like that to successful.
Right.
But I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
I just, hey, you want to do, why you tell the false or you tell something untrue? I
Yeah.
want to know the reason.
Yeah.
For namesake, you should never tell. You make it all positive, nothing wrong. You will face difficulty for 1 week. The
Yeah.
next week you will be successful. Why you want to make a shortcut in
Yeah.
life?
All right.
So ethics is more important in leadership. Apart from this learning habit, the second is ethics. The
Right.
third thing is discipline. You have to be disciplined because just now, because I was when you're talking, I understand when I say you have to everything you should be everything which we need to accept it. Why? Because you cannot be addicted to anything in life.
Right.
You should enjoy everything,
Mm.
but don't make it like addiction.
Right.
You understand? That should be the concept. You understand? You should do, even though it's bad. So, for example, drinking is there or smoking is there.
Yeah.
You want to smoke, smoke, but don't make it habit.
Right.
Just
Okay.
enjoy it and forget it. What makes you that moment instant happy? After that, forget it. Don't make it a habit. Because once it becomes an habit, just every time you want to say something wrong things, you always say wrong things. Habit makes, see, addiction is not only drugs, drinking, smoking. Everything is addiction. You understand? When you want to tell a lie, you'll always telling lies only.
Yeah.
You
True.
become addicted.
Yeah.
So I don't want people to come into that umbrella of addiction.
Right. Okay. So that's this. Would you say that's discipline?
Discipline.
Right. Discipline. So, okay. So you mentioned these three things. Being really a learner. The other one is purity of ethics. That means if somebody is better than you, you don't try to push them down, or you try to push them away. You want to be able to let them grow even better than you. Like you said just now, right? If people can be better than you, that's the way that you want it, right?
Yes.
And then lastly, discipline in terms of you have to see your habits, right? And be very careful about your habits. So those are very, very wise words from you. I want to find out from you, so Mr. Varma, when you think about this idea of challenges you have as a leader, right? So what are maybe one challenge or two challenges you have overcome that you feel that shape your leadership? So last time maybe I wasn't very good in this, but once I overcome that, I realized that, wow, that's a very important thing for me. What challenge that you face that you have overcome as a leader that really shaped your leadership from then on?
What challenge? Oh, okay. For me, actually, I'm a nature of a person. There is nothing like challenge for me.
Okay.
There is nothing like challenge because I'm little bit contented guy. Contented
Right.
means
Okay.
whatever I have within that umbrella.
Yep.
See, we are all working class people. Am I right?
Yeah.
It's only I'm one step higher maybe, but working class. The company, somebody founded it. He has
Yeah.
some policy. He's
Yeah.
paying our salaries. He's our paymaster. He has some beliefs. We need to follow that principles.
Yeah.
But that principles is objecting to your ethics. You need to wise up. This one I don't like to do. It is up to you. You still want me to do? Can you keep it somebody for this responsibility?
Yeah.
I'll do this way. That is what
Yeah.
I do it.
Okay.
And what is the challenge? It's very difficult to say these type of words to the senior people or to the founders of the company.
Yeah.
Very difficult. Say, but at the same time, I also tell my character what are my strengths and weakness. I'm
Yeah.
very transparent. You should be very transparent of strength and weakness. What we can do, what is my nature, what
Yeah.
I don't want to do. If you make me involved in that, I won't be doing perfectly well.
Yep.
Am I right? These are the things I'm very strong. This, I don't hide for these things in life. So that's the challenge is I don't want people to make me do wrong things.
Right.
So how to avoid wrong things? That's a challenge for me.
Right.
Because the way of telling to my directors, I tell them, because of this act, I feel guilty.
Yeah.
Myself, I say, I feel
Mm.
guilty. You asked me to do, I felt guilty.
Right.
I say to them. This is the words I use to the directors. But
Mm.
I escape from it. They also, I want them to feel the pain.
Right.
And see, it's not benefit to me. So as a company, they want to do something.
Yeah.
But I'm feeling the guilt.
Right.
And this is the first guilt I made in my life. This is
Right.
what I used to say. But I don't say them, I know. You understand the logic?
Okay, okay. So it's the idea that so some of the challenges you have as a leader, sometimes it's the upper management, and sometimes they might, because of business and all that, there are certain things that they want you to do, but you have that ethics inside you. You feel that the way to overcome it is being very transparent, very truthful of how you feel. So that's how you overcome it. And I think since the start you've been talking about this whole idea. Even Leon talks about it, that you're very transparent. I can go to you for almost anything, and it kind of like shows me that is your style. Not only just your leadership style, but who you are as a person. You're truthful
Yes. Yes,
to
yes. No,
your team
I
members.
always, yes, listen, I always feel I'm here temporary. Am I right? I'm here
Yeah,
temporary. Why I should make permanent? Very
right.
simple logic. But many people, 99% of the people, they think they are permanent. That's the
Yeah,
problem.
right,
That's the base concept actually. You understand this concept, it's very easy to amicably move with anybody.
right, right.
For my concept of thinking.
Okay, great. Thank you, thank you. So, if I wanted to hear from you, because as leaders, it's sometimes it's very difficult to manage people, right? So, a lot of times for leaders, there are two main things. One is the results that we need to have, project deadlines and all that. But the other one is also the idea of relationships, right? Who do they care for you? Do you care for them and all that? So when it comes to results in relationships, I just want to hear from you. For you, what is the most fulfilling thing as a leader? What do you find so fulfilling as a leader?
Okay. I have my own thoughts, what to say, okay. But I cannot do it because I'm working for somebody. Am I right?
Yeah,
So just now, before this, you raised the voice of challenges.
yeah,
I had this challenge. I'm not successful in that challenge because I want to. Example, I just tell you. In any business, you cannot make profits by increasing the price. Profits should be made by efficiency and productivity, not by increasing the price.
right.
You understand that? So any company is formed with principles and policies. We have some systems.
Yeah,
So when you improve these systems, you should make the profit. It's not
right.
that you increase the price and make profits. What talent you have? No talent. Am I right? This is my concept. But when I talk to my senior people, no, we have to increase the price. We are not making money. But they don't understand where to improve.
Right, right. So if I
This is
ask
a
you, like,
challenge.
yeah, so that's the challenge you have. Is that also the most fulfilling thing for you as a
Yes,
leader?
exactly.
That
Fulfilling
means,
for this one, I got to remember. Because if I'm in that position, I'll definitely do something. I improve it. I make more employment and get profit, not by increasing the price. Because
right,
the concept is like that. When you're one man boss, one man employee, you do nicely, 100%.
yeah,
You do very effectively. When you become 10 people, the effectiveness will reduce by 10%. 90% you'll do. When you become 100 people, you're only performing 10%.
right,
You understand the company. That's
yeah,
why the smaller the company, they are very competitive. They can make some money because one person only taking the value. When you have 100 people, You're not taking 100% profit. You're only
Yeah.
taking the 10% profit, but 100 people sharing, your cost becoming higher. You not even get 1%.
Yeah.
So how do we improve as an established company? We have to improve the system, efficiencies, effectiveness. It's not the price increase. Oh, I have 100 people, I have a big building, I have to increase the price. It's not like that. That's something wrong.
Right. Right. So your
This,
greatest fulfillment
yes.
is actually to, as you lead the people, you want to always improve the system effectiveness and efficiency. And
Yes,
what you're saying is also when you lead people, you always want them to know that that's the best way. You want them to, how do you
yes,
improve the system? How, think about it
yes,
yourself. How do you improve the effectiveness? And it's almost like that. If you see your team members are able to do that, they're able to improve the system themselves, right?
yes.
Effectively, that's your greatest fulfillment.
Yes, you are right. I think I'm here, I think as per Sian, I'm here for the last 22, 23 years in the company.
Wow.
First year only I work. I just telling you, in this company,
Yeah.
first year I work because I know everything.
Right.
The next 22 years I never work actually. I just come casually and playing something. I don't feel like work actually. You say
Right.
challenges and all. For me, it looks like playing only. It's a
Mm.
part of life. I never
Yes.
consider this as a work.
Right. Right.
I never go for all these years. I have a headache. I have a fever. I never go to
Yeah.
clinic.
Yeah.
I went to clinic for some injury or something,
Yeah.
but not for this normal purpose. 90% of the people will go to the doctor,
They
but I
go take
never
MC. Right.
because I feel it's playing. I never feel like working.
Wow. Interesting. Very good. There's a concept when we, in terms of productivity, all right. If you feel that it is a game, right? You know the work, a lot of the work that you have, like for us leaders, there's results and relationships. So, but if you feel that it's a game, right? You're always learning. You're always trying to find new ways to do different things. You don't feel like work, and you have more creativity and all that, right? So,
Okay, that's also one thing. Another thing I tell my people also. See, you all join the company with your own wish. Nobody forced you to join here. It's your will. You join the company.
yeah,
So, so all these small companies, what they do, they just give us small and lesser money. Am I right?
right. Hmm.
That's what. So always you say money problem. I don't have money. These are the common things we hear from all the junior people. Am
Common
I
for
right?
smaller companies. Yeah.
I just tell them very simple, my people. Whenever there is the issue, you
Mm.
don't worry about your house, your food and all. Whatever
Mm.
you're earning the money, you give to me. You
Mm.
come to my house and stay. I give you breakfast, food, lunch, a good room to sleep.
Mm.
You don't worry about it. For these things, you don't work. You
Mm.
feel this is difficult for you, life, you come to me. I'll provide you. So they don't have the answer, laughing.
Right. Right.
So I make my people not to worry for those things.
Right. 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 But you, so you share with them, ask them to come to your house.
I'll provide you. Don't worry. I have a house. I'll provide you. You come to my hometown.
Yeah.
No
But
problem.
they never take it up, lah. They never
They
take it up.
won't because it's only, they stress themselves. People
Right.
stress themselves. They
Mm.
want to have a house. They want to get married. They want to have good
Yeah.
food. They compare with the society.
Yeah.
But you don't have the talent like other people earning. But you
Yeah.
cannot think like them. You
Yeah.
should have your own happiness in
Yeah.
life.
Yeah. That's very wise words when it comes to this whole idea of contentment. And I like what you say about this whole idea of work. You don't see it as work. You see it as play. And then you see life as even as work as contentment and find your own happiness, and that's a beautiful thing that you shared. I'm very curious because I'm very sure that you sometimes tell your team members certain things that Mr. Varma is saying that again, right? What is that 1-2 phrases you always use with your team members?
Okay, especially my team members,
Yeah,
like Leon, all my engineers, yeah,
yeah,
I try to criticize more than I try to criticize. Criticize not only to him, in front of the rest of the 10 people, I criticize.
hmm,
I want them to understand my criticism to go up.
yeah,
It's not that I'm making them down.
right,
So my criticism is something not rude to them in a laughing way, in a comedy way. So they understand it.
Ah,
And even though the next day they repeat the mistake, hey, yesterday I told you, today again you are doing the same thing. I make them laugh, understand it. You
right,
understand that? But
right.
see, sometimes what happens, we too much criticize, it becomes negative.
Yes, and people are
But
afraid.
to outsiders, we criticize to pull them down. Am I
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
In our more people, we criticize to improve them.
Yeah.
You understand that?
Yeah.
See, my own people are there. In front of you, I say, Leon is good, my Roger is good,
Yeah.
they're doing wonders, I'll say. But
Yeah.
in the room, I say, you're still not doing well. You understand that? The
Yeah.
same thing in your house also it happens. Am I
Right.
right?
Yes. Yes. So what you're
Same.
doing is that what's interesting is that do you find it difficult to criticize? So some people outside they call it
No,
negative feedback. Do you find it
no,
difficult
no, not
because
at all.
you do it in a casual way?
Casual, I make them understand why I'm criticizing.
Right. But do they
It's not,
know? Do they know that it's for their own good?
yes. I'll
Yeah.
make them understand.
Right.
Because
Right.
I want them to repeatedly go my criticism, then they change.
Right. 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 Yeah.
Because one day, today, we tell they think casual. But every time telling them, they should also understand.
Yeah, yeah, that's good. That's really good. The idea of negative feedback or criticism is to grow people, right? And as
Yes.
leaders, we shouldn't be afraid to do that, right? But Varma, there's a lot of people, a lot of leaders are sometimes afraid to give criticism, right? Anything that you want to share with these leaders that they are maybe listening to this?
I feel the people who are thinking like that, they are not good leaders.
Yeah,
They have some self-interest. That's why they behave like that.
right. Okay.
So for us, see, a person, it's not me. A person who does not have his personal interest, personal agendas in life, he won't criticize like this. He won't criticize. So you should be very open-minded in when you're talking to somebody or criticizing, because people should not they should not return your stone back to you. You hit a stone with somebody, they should not hit you back. You understand? So people hit you back is when you have personal interest. Am I right? When you don't have personal interest, they cannot hit back you also.
Right. Right.
It's an open-ended secret.
Right. So you feel that those people, leaders that don't give feedback, negative feedback, they probably have their own interests, maybe, and
Definitely,
yeah, and it's not really
they
about.
want to have some. They what they do. They have some interest on somebody else.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Right.
This is the
Okay.
thing that
But as
in
leaders, we
Singapore
shouldn't
it's
have.
very. Yeah, Singapore is very. People are afraid. People, Kaisu people. Am I right?
Yeah.
So normally, what happens? They don't make decisions
Yeah.
because they feel they're worried they're doing something wrong
Yeah.
or somebody will catch me.
Yeah.
But they don't understand the logic sense. When you're making a decision, a right or wrong decision,
Yeah.
it is not for your personal interest. You should make a decision, whether it's a bad decision also. Why you
Yeah.
worry? You did it for something else, objective purpose, which does not benefit you. You should not worry. But they are
Yeah.
afraid to make decisions.
Right.
This is
So
a
you,
common problem. This is the
right.
common problem.
Okay. Okay.
So for me, it's like that. I do so many wrong things. Maybe I don't know. My
Yeah.
decision may be wrong.
Yeah.
Nothing problem for me because that decision I never made any personal interest. Am I
Right.
right?
Yeah.
So I don't feel anything bad. We learn from the mistakes. No, that's a good experience.
Yeah. 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 Very good point. Also, the idea that
Yes.
failures that we have is learning
Yes.
experiences. Right. So one last thing, Varma. One last question I have for you. If you were if some of the leaders out there, right, are listening to this, right, what are some words of advice that you would give? You want to leave with the leaders? What would that be?
I want the leader should be as transparent as possible so that others are motivated and become good men in the society, not only for the company where the premises is working. His life should be very profound, no? Not only in working, everywhere in life. You see, he is going to live for 100 years. He had to be very good human being. A
Right.
good human being is a good leader for me. For me.
Yes.
For me.
Yes.
My concept is like that.
Right.
Well, other day I was seeing, okay, I got a good example. In India, we have one corporate company by name Tata's. You might have heard
Yeah.
Tata.
Tata Steel.
Huh?
Tata, very big name.
Uh, this Tata is so rich, huh?
Yeah.
But actually he's a poor man. Company is rich, the trust is big. Actually, they are very poor people. They are not even. So there is recently one company is called by name Infosys, one IT company. Infosys is a very big, one of the top 5 companies in the world, software companies. His son-in-law is now Britain finance minister. If you can see in the UK, he's a finance minister.
Right.
So his Infosys, his personal asset is $2.4 billion. This Infosys chairman. And Tata, by person, is not even a quarter of him. But this guy, Infosys chairman, go on at the 75 years old, so bends and touches his feet. Because for the nobleness, not for the money. You understand
Right.
that?
Yeah.
You understand the logic there?
Yeah.
He don't have anything because Tata's principles are very wide concept principles. Everything they put in the society, they don't take personal directors' fees, they don't keep their assets or cash or bankers on their name, all in the company or in the trust. That's why they have a noble name, Tatas.
Right.
So I was surprised when the nobility, this guy is so rich, 5 times richer than him.
Yeah.
He has to go and touch his feet. I
Right.
thought that is something different, no? People should
Yeah.
be like that.
So people
Yeah, you understand that?
people respect you for your
Uh,
nobleness.
this is the profound human being.
The perfect one, the perfect human being, right? Right. So, I think when you share this, it helps us to understand as leaders that, firstly, before you lead or before anybody is a leader, we want to be as an ideal human being as possible, right? The best human being you
He will
can
be
be.
more successful. Ideal
Yeah.
human being will be more successful.
Yeah.
Actually, the secret of, because you are in this line, I just tell you,
Yeah.
the secret of corporate companies, all the big companies you name in US and all,
Yeah.
their leaders are very good. It's not a business sense they have. They are very highly ethical and they share their money to all the 150 people, the core team, all the
Yeah.
shares.
Yeah.
That's why the companies, they become very bigger and bigger. Their product and all, their unique products.
Yeah.
In a small company, what happens? There are only 1 or 2 people are sharing all the while. The remaining are working like donkeys.
Yeah.
So there is no motivation for them to grow.
Okay.
The big corporate culture is different. They make 100 millionaires, no? You see, a person has to become a billionaire. You should make at least 100 people millionaires. Then you are a billionaire. But you become a billionaire with only 2 people you are making millionaire. No use one. It won't last for you 2, 3 generations. Afterwards, close shop.
Right. Right.
The
So,
concept should be like that. You should make somebody to hire and see. You make 10 managers, then I become GM. Am I right?
yeah. 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 So the
Simple
idea,
logic.
very good, very good. The idea is that if you want to succeed in life, you want to help other people succeed.
Yes.
That's what you're saying, and always try to
Yes.
build somebody up rather than
Yes.
tear them down.
Yes.
Because when you build them up, also it comes back to you,
Yes. Yes.
right?
So that's the thing. The second thing I just tell you. Okay, corporate companies, their policies are in a small company. We take in a medium size or small companies, you are doing some trainings. What happens is that normally the businessman wants to exploit people. It's a common. They just give small
Yep.
service. They just want you to do more work. This is the concept. I just tell you my example. I started growing, but I build up with my nature, a wide network in this Singapore in my
Yeah.
field.
Yeah.
We talk from the authorities, my clients, consultants, everybody, like a friend to me.
Mm.
So even my paymaster, my director don't want to promote me or they just want me to do also. For me, no problem. But because of my activities, my other people, it became a social prestige issue just to make me higher and higher. You understand
Right.
the logic?
Yeah. Yeah.
So how you can change the people in the company heads, their mindset?
Right.
They also feel guilty because the others are thinking themselves differently
Mm.
outside world
Yeah.
in my industry.
Right.
It's forced to make me up. You
Right.
understand the logic?
Yeah. Yeah.
So we as a worker, we should be like that actually.
Mm.
It's not that we do something, somebody will give me some benefit. We should not anticipate.
Yeah.
Actually, by forcefully, it should come
Mm. Right.
to
So the
make you
idea,
higher and
right. So it's always, so it's almost like when you share with me this is the idea that people know you, and people know you not because not only of your work, the results part, but also the relationships that you build with them.
yes.
And because you are striving to become a better and better human being, one of the things that I get from you is to treat people really with respect and nicely. Right? And the more we do that, the more people, it's almost like karma, what you give is what you get
Yes,
back.
yes. Karma or yes,
Yeah.
I just told you we are only temporary.
Yeah, very
How
temporary.
long we'll have all this 30, 40 years afterwards, we all go off. Why
Right.
you want to have people don't understand this. We have jealousies, we want to
Yeah.
become this is all they understand at days before going to die, they understand.
Right.
But when you start at younger days, you will be living
Yeah.
your life very happily.
Mm.
Very
Yeah.
happily.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's why you won't get young people can learn this. They won't have headaches and fever. They get headaches and fever with thinking they worry too much.
All right. All right. All right. Thank you. Thank you so much, Mr. Varma. We've learned so much. So, guys, if you're listening to this, there's so many different leadership lessons. And if I want to summarize, the idea is that to be an ideal leader, we need to be an ideal human being, right? And always trying to push people up. The people that you lead, get them to succeed more, because when they succeed, you succeed more as well. So you've been hearing, this is Coach Jason Ho. This is the Leaders Journal, and interviewing Mr. Varma as the best boss. And we'll see you in the next episode.